Hello. How I read the runes. This is what this is going to be about. Okay, so how I read my runes. I'm Andy Bramhill, and I've been reading the runes and the tarot for about 30 years now, professionally. A little bit longer if you count the time I was studying. So today I just wanted to talk to you about how I read the runes, how I interpret them, and just because there's been a bit of confusion really, because there's a lot of traditionalists who think that the runes mean one thing or another thing, and then there's the people from the New Age. I hate to say that word, but New Age in commas, who are interpreting the runes in a different way. So the way that I look at the runes is I really acknowledge the Viking and the Norse gods, but I'm also principally really a sort of psychic and a reader. I read tarot, I read angel cards, and I read the runes. Okay, so at the moment I'm specialising in the runes, doing more rune readings than anything. Now the tarot cards for me, they tell it as it is. They give a really accurate reading. And angel cards, they give a more of an energetic reading. They tell you what's happening energetically. Now the runes, they give a really down-to-earth reading. I like that, and there's no nonsense about them. And sometimes they give an extremely down-to-earth reading that can be quite blunt at times. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I interpret them. So I'm going to try and turn the video around here, see if you can see. There we go. That's now you can see what I've got here. These are some of my runes, one set. Okay, for those of you who don't know what the runes look like, I use the runes of the Elder Futhark, which are these ones here. Okay. So the meanings of the runes. Each rune has a meaning. Now, unlike the tarot, the runes obviously don't have pictures. Now, a lot of people are guided by the pictures that they see on the runes. So, unlike the tarot, there's no pictures. And so, when we give a rune reading, we have to know the energies of each rune. Now, there are lots of sort of myths and legends associated with the runes, and each rune is associated with one or more of the Norse gods. Okay, so the idea is to learn the energies around each rune, and to learn those energies so that you know what the energies are and how they relate to the lives of the people around you and your life as well. For instance, let's take the first rune that's here, the most obvious one. Well, there's two here. This one here is Hagalaz. Now this means hail. So the idea of this, it's not just like an H. You can't say, oh, well, H means, I don't know, you could say it means destruction, for instance. But it's a lot more than that. H is the whole idea, the whole concept behind a hailstorm, especially a hailstorm from the north. Now, when it hails, the skies go really black. I mean, really black, very oppressive. Something's going to happen. You know that something's going to happen. It just goes so black, and then all of a sudden this ice comes pouring out of the heavens. It comes thundering down, and it's harmful when it's hailing. It can hurt animals, it can hurt people, it can hurt crops, it can destroy buildings. It can be very harmful, especially the larger hailstorms where the big balls of ice falling down from the sky. So once that's happened, we can go outside and we can see what's happened, because it stops. Hailstorms are very, very short. So the hail will come intensely and then it will stop and the skies will clear. the clouds will part, and normally there's a beautiful quality of sunshine after a hailstorm, and the skies open, and you can see the blue skies, and you can walk out and you can breathe, and the oppression has gone. It's like, this is what's needed. Something needed to be cleared out. So you go and inspect what damage has been done. Well, this crop has been destroyed, this building's been sort of damaged, this can be repaired, this can't be repaired, this has to be written off, etc. So you go out and you inspect what's happened and you breathe afresh. So that's the story of hail, that's the idea of hail. And when this comes up in a reading, you have to interpret it. You have to say, well, this is what's happening in your life. You have to then sort of relate it to the life of the querent, and not only the life of the querent, but according to the other runes that are in the reading as well, and according to whatever it is that the querent has asked about. Okay, so you can relate that to the life of a person in many different ways, depending on how they've accepted it, how they've taken it. So the other one, for instance, this one here, this is need. Now this is like a drill, one of these old-fashioned drills for starting a fire, where you have a stick and another stick and a piece of string to start it. Nid, it's the need. Nid is the Norse name. Naudis is the name we give to it. Now this is the need for fire, the need for comfort, the need to survive. So something has happened, something will happen, and you are forced to do something about it. It's that sort of need. It's being thrown in at the deep end. It's an expression that's used a lot. When you're thrown into the deep end of a swimming pool or a lake, you have no option but to swim to the side. It's sink or swim. And so you swim. Now this is what this is. This is need. The need is there, and you are, well, it literally changes your life. So you have to do what is to be done, which is what this is all about here. So that's basically how you interpret each of the rune stones on its own. But having said that, it also depends on the runes around them. Now, when you are doing a reading, you can pick up 2 or 3 runes, and you can do a sort of past, present, and future type thing. Okay, so that's you can say, there we go, Kenas, that's light, and Thurisas and Ansus, these 3. Let's see if we can get some more light on this. Oh no, that's better. So these 3 runes, we could say, well, this is the past, this is the present, and this is the future. Okay, so now this can be protection, it could also be attack. This can be sort of shedding light on a subject, and this is like communication, especially divine communication with God or with the gods. So depending on the life of the person and depending on the question being asked, you interpret these in such a way. This is what happened, this is what brought you here, this is what's happening now, and this is where you will probably end up, as long as you don't change anything. Because we've always we always have free will. We're always free to change anything that comes up in the readings. This is just an idea of where you'll possibly end up if you don't do anything to change it. That's one way of reading, and another way of reading is what I like doing a lot is a Rune-cast. So you get your bag of runes and you take a few out and you cast them on the table as such. Okay, and then you interpret the runes according to where they've fallen. So this could mean a whole bunch of things. You know, you could say that this is the centre of the reading, this is what's happening now, and this is what brought you there, and this is a possible future, and this is another possible future, but it's further away and it's in a different direction. So this person has two choices there. You can either go on this one, which is a journey, or you can have this one, which is a seed, which is a sort of a different idea, like maybe a business idea, which would be further away. And this is what's happening now. Okay, so there's a cross here. This is the Gabo rune, which is the gift. And this one here is a connection to heaven, creativity as well. Now these runes here, this I would say, I mean, this all depends. Each time it's completely different, but I would say that this is the centre of the reading, and I would say that this is the question. And here the question is covered up by this rune here. I don't read the runes as being reversed just because they're the wrong way up. Most of the runes have a sort of slightly reversed-ish type meaning, you could say, but basically when it means they can have their energies blocked, which will be their reverse, but to have the runic energies blocked, you'll see it in a different way. I interpret this as when they're face down like this, it just means that the energy is hidden. It's something we don't know about yet. So this energy hidden here is hiding the question. The question is this. It's about strength. It's about sacrifice, and this is all about money. This is all about giving and receiving. So the money is hiding the question of the strength, and this is also hidden. This is also a sort of power rune. So depending on what the person asks, you can do this. Okay, so that's basically how I read the runes and what they all mean to me. Another important thing to mention is that I often don't interpret the same rune with the same meaning twice. So although a rune may have a meaning, you might say that this rune means this, that, or the other. It can mean something completely different depending on where it falls. For example, this is the Odala rune, or Thala. Now this is home, okay? But it can also mean an enclosure, and it can also mean the people around you. It's got lots of different meanings, and this is an even better example. Look, Mira, this is Rado. Now this is a journey, okay? So this could mean that the person's going to go on a journey, or has been on a journey, depending on where it falls in the reading. But it can also mean an inner journey. Now, the runes, I'll give them a different interpretation according to where they fall, according to what other runes are around them, and most importantly, according to my intuition. Okay? So there are no rules, really. No rules. Intuition rules. Yeah, something like that. So, that's that. Now, I was going to do a few quick readings, but I can't seem to work out how this live Facebook thing works, because this is the first Facebook Live that I'm doing, and I can't find out how to see who's connected or not. Maybe there's nobody connected. Anyway, so if you have a question or anything, just type it in, and I'll see if I can't see it somehow. Let me just check, see if I've got it on the computer here. No, I can't even see it on the computer. No, I'll have to learn how to do this. This isn't working very well. So, and I obviously can't see your questions, so yeah, it's recording. Anyway, if you had questions, you could have put them in. So, please, I'd like to know if you are readers yourselves, if you are tarot readers or rune readers or angel card readers, I Ching or whatever. I'd like to know if you're readers and what it is that you read. Maybe you read the tea leaves or the coffee leaves or whatever. Or like my mother, the soles of her shoes. Okay, man, she used to scream the soles of her shoes. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what it is you read, please. That'd be interesting if you read anything. Also, tomorrow I'll be live at the same time, maybe a little bit earlier. In fact, yes, definitely about an hour earlier. And I'll be doing the runic energies for the week. Right, so that's something to look forward to. And also, I've got my course that I'm doing, the 28 Days to Rune Mastery, which is being released next week as well. You can check that out at runereaders.com. And, well, apart from that, I think I shall end this broadcast now, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for work out how to do this. And I'll see you tomorrow for the live reading for the week. Okay? Okay, take care. Bye now. How do I turn this off? Right there.